What's up, guys? JR from JMR Motivation here. I just had a conversation with this young man, and we were talking about wealth generation and the decision to spend money on a big wedding versus buying a house, right? So I'm giving this guy some advice, and I decided to just make a quick video out on this. I'm talking to the guy and I'm telling him, to me, the biggest way that I was able to generate some wealth was purchasing my home, right? It was the number one wealth generating decision that my wife and I made. It's the one thing that actually took me from living check to check to basically having a serious surplus in my accounts, right? And I there's a couple of reasons for that, right? I was able to gain a massive amount of equity on my home. That was one thing. The second thing was being able to like get in my mind that, oh, look, I have this higher mortgage payment now, and I need to be able to put more money away. I need to be able to prepare for rainy days. And then I started trying to learn, financial literacy and all this other stuff, that helped me to get in a better position, right? When I first was going to purchase my home and I was explaining this to this guy, right? I was afraid of purchasing. I was afraid of making the payments. Up until that point, I had never paid really more than $1,500 a month in rent. I'd been renting, for the past 20 years. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, my mortgage is going to jump up to $2,600. And I was like, I don't know if I can afford that. And I had this conversation with my wife and my realtor, Allison Lozano, and they convinced me that I could do it. And I took that information, and as fearful as I was still, I took a risk. I wanted to keep my family safe, so I was still afraid to make that decision. I was, wondering, how am I going to make this happen? But I ended up changing my thought processes on this, right? And I ended up telling myself, okay, look, I can do this, all right? And then that evolved into, oh, I have no choice. I have to do this. My family's depending me on this. My family's depending on me, right? And my family is my why. So, I want to be able to secure a good future for my family. I still want to be able to do these things. And I want to be able to buy a house and do all this stuff, but I want to eliminate risk. So really all I ended up doing to eliminate that risk was figuring out ways to make more money. I was like, okay, look, I got to make this payment. I got to do this stuff. And then I just figured out ways to make more money. That's how I got into stock investing. That's how I got into doing some of the side hustles and side businesses that I do. Because I had basically something that I needed to take care of, and then that was my purpose. I'm like, became my sole purpose in life. I stopped wasting time, and I dedicated my time and my energy, my resources to generating wealth and becoming successful. If you guys know, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm a life coach. I have always done these things, but I needed to kick it into overdrive, right? So I really, again, it was that thought, that restructuring my brain to be like, okay, look, now it's time to get serious, time to get my ambition going back again. I lost that again a long time ago. Anyways, I'm droning on, but that's not the point. The point is that I had to like retrain my mind to say, look, this is possible. You can do this, and let's figure out ways to make more money, right? So once I ended up doing that, things started to work better. I'm explaining to the guy that, you know, if I can go back and not spend $18,000 on my wedding, and my wife probably killed me for saying this, but she'll probably agree with this because we've had this conversation before, right? And not spend all that money on a wedding and instead buy a house at that time, I think we would be in a lot better of a situation. Or we would be in a lot better situation now, right? Even though I'm in a good position now, how would it be even better than I was, right? I wouldn't have to deal with some of the headaches that I did. And yeah, I think that would have been the better choice. And I think the guy like kind of understood what it was that I was trying to say. And let me say this, okay? money issues are probably the number one killer of relationships and marriages, right? Um, I think that she won't leave you for not spending money, on that one day way back when, right? But not putting her in a house, not creating stability for her. You know, that's gonna be a deal breaker eventually, right? And if she leaves you because you won't spend all that big money on a big wedding over purchasing a home, she's obviously not thinking about the future, right? You got to keep yourself financially grounded, especially when you're first starting a relationship and you're young and you guys are just starting your life. You got to secure your future, okay? Or things are not going to work out in the long run. All right. Take it from me. I've been married 18 years. Me and my wife, we've struggled through a lot of things, finances being one of those things. And again, making poor decisions and then making the right decisions and then getting to where we're at right now. It all started with purchasing a home, right? Going out there, not being afraid, going to do those things, starting to be a little bit more cautious about the people that we surrounded ourselves with. Putting money away, investing money, right? Doing things that we're gonna take our money and allow them to make that money work for itself, and then generate more wealth. And then right now, currently today, we're sitting in a really good position, and we made these decisions together. We discussed these things together, and we were able to secure a good future. So my point is, if you're out there right now and you're thinking about spending a lot of money on a big wedding purchase and you're young and you're in a youthful relationship and you guys are like, we're going to get married, we're going to have this big day, and I'm going to twirl around in a pretty dress. If you don't have a house first, okay, make sure you secure your place to live first. Secure that future, start generating that equity that you get on that house, and it's going to help you start generating some wealth. Maybe you could take some of that money and put it back into the house. That's what I've done a lot. Put it back into my house, or you can figure out ways to reinvest that money. Once you sell your house, you're going to be able to get a lot of that equity back and a lot of that love, TLC, and work that you put on into the house back. Okay, so put that in perspective. In 2 years, I earned $140,000 in equity on my home, right? That's huge, right? And granted, I'm here in California. You can't really do that in a lot of other places, but that's still, like, you go anywhere, you purchase a house for a certain price, and over time, that thing will appreciate in value. You will get some money back return, right? If you're thinking that you can't buy a house because you're like me and you're thinking, oh, there's no way that I can afford this, my credit sucks, or this and this and that, I'm going to tell you right now, your doubts are holding you back, right? Your doubts in yourself and your abilities are holding you back, and you need to take a chance, right? You can't have reward without some risk, right? And for you guys that like to live on the wild side, just remember this key thing, right? YOLO. You only live once, but bad decisions are going to make life way harder in the long run. So you got to balance that stuff out. Yes, you got to put some yellow bets in life and, take chances. But they have to be educated chances, and they have to be calculated risk. And when you take these calculated risks, you just understand, these things could fall, but that risk to reward ratio, that reward needs to be worth that risk. Okay. You could secure a solid foundation by securing your future now, right? Establish a retirement plan, starting to purchase a home, invest in your future now, and it's going to guarantee you a better tomorrow. That's all I got for today, guys. I love you all. Let's keep pushing forward and let's keep growing together. Sorry for the ramble here. Guy ended up talking to me today, and then it's something that just kind of sprung to my mind that I felt like I want to share with you guys. Yeah. tell me how you guys are doing. If you're young and you're thinking about purchasing a home, you have some concerns. DM me. We'll sit and have a conversation. I can shoot you over to some of my resources. You guys know me. I'm not going to charge you for anything. I'm simply just going to refer you over to the people that I know that can help you out in the long run. If you do need some help on some level with other things in life, I'm an open book. Go ahead and DM me. We'll sit back and we'll have a conversation. Thank you guys all. Let's keep growing together. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.